Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to our latest cinema chat. Today I'm chatting about Taika Waititi to direct a new Star Wars film. So Lucasfilm announced today in honor of Star Wars Day, May the 4th, that Taika Waititi will direct and co-write an upcoming Star Wars film. Now this has been something I think people have rumored and suspected for a little while now, ever since he signed on to work on The Mandalorian and did an episode of The Mandalorian, to do an episode of The Mandalorian and work on the season. And so ever since then, and the fact that he's pretty big with Marvel, having done Thor Ragnarok and having signed on to do another Thor, Thor Love and Thunder. So I think ever since all that, and I think a lot of people have suspected that he's probably going to do a Star Wars film, but it was finally announced today on Star Wars Day, May the 4th, that by Lucasfilm. That's the important thing. A lot of the times we get rumors and we get sources say, but when it comes straight from Disney themselves, straight from Lucasfilms themselves, you know this thing's actually going to happen. So I'm really excited about this. I've really loved Taika Waititi's work ever since I discovered him via Thor Ragnarok. I didn't really know him before that, but discovering his brand of humor, his style in that, I just really enjoy it. It's kind of almost deadpan. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but I really enjoy it, the kind of wackiness that he always brings to things that we see him do. And so I'm really interested to see him do a Star Wars movie. I really enjoyed his episode of The Mandalorian. I remember watching it and being like, oh, I can get this vibe. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's the episode where one of the stormtroopers punches Baby Yoda. I'm pretty sure that's Taika Waititi's episode. I'm pretty certain. And so I just remember when I did watch the episode thinking like, oh, this is very, very him. And I can see the thing I love most about him, especially doing these different big Disney franchises of Marvel and now Star Wars, is that he does a really great job of bringing his creativity to these franchises that they have constraints. You have to fit into a world, you have to fit into the Disney system, as a lot of people always talk about, into the Marvel system. But the thing about it is great directors and great writers are able to overcome that. They're able to take those creative limitations and then able to go like even further with it. And I've always really enjoyed what Taika Waititi's done, especially like Thor Ragnarok is one of my favorite movies in the MCU, one of my favorite movies ever to just go rewatch. Just the funniness, the lightheartedness to it, the fact that it has a heart in it, even like about these two brothers kind of overcoming this thing eventually, like overcoming stuff eventually, and just, you know, family and all those different elements. And it's just, I really enjoy Thor Ragnarok, and so like that made me want to discover more of Taika Waititi. And ever since then, I've been keeping up with more and more of his stuff, and I just really enjoy his kind of particular brand of wackiness. That's the way I would describe it. He's a wacky guy. Like, he's a little kooky. He's got a little, you know, and he knows it. You can see the shirts he wears and the Instagram posts he does, and he loves it. He has always having a ball with this kind of stuff, and that's my favorite thing about it. You can tell that he only wants to have fun, and so he wouldn't sign on, I don't think, to do another one, because he doesn't have to. That guy's probably been paid well enough from the Marvel stuff he's already done and the Star Wars thing he already did, and Jojo Rabbit did pretty well, not necessarily like huge box office wise, but it was still his movie. So he doesn't have to do this for finances, so he's doing it, you can tell, or at least I think he's doing it because he's passionate about it. He has a idea or a fun take. That's the thing I think it is. I think he has a fun take on one part of the Star Wars thing, which they didn't confirm, which was a little like, come on guys, you could confirm what he's going to do. But I guess in this case, getting Taika on and then being like, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want to explore more of? And letting him kind of take the reins a little bit more than being like, making him come up with the idea before they confirm this. But it was also just something for them to announce, the fact that it's Star Wars Day. They haven't been able to work on anything really since the shutdown with the coronavirus. But yeah, so I was really excited to hear this news. I'm really excited to see what part of the Star Wars universe he takes, what style of he's going to go with his movies. He's going to go like kind of traditional, you know, Star Wars kind of got a Western vibe to them a little bit of like a you know, Seven Samurais thing going on sometimes. Not really, actually, but you know what I mean. Like they have a certain feel to them, and I'm curious what he's gonna bring to it, because he's very, like I said, he's really great at like taking, you know, keeping the elements that keep a universe in a sense. So like in the MCU, keep making you feel like you're still part of the universe, but still like almost you're seeing it through Taika Waititi's eyes. That's what I really like. It's like he's really great at making you see the world that you like. It's being able to still like create in a existing franchise world, but make you see through his eyes, see it through his eyes, and so that's a little wackier, a little fun, a little more fun, a little more I don't know, childlike wonder to it. So yeah, I'm just really excited to see what he ends up picking, what time frame, what kind of characters he wants to focus on, what I'm just very curious to find out more details about this. So I can't wait till they actually announce some details about, okay, he's going to be doing this time and he's going to be following this type of story on these type of things. So yeah, the fact that we don't have more details that'd be nice. I'm curious to find out more. But overall, I'm just very excited that Taika Waititi has finally been confirmed by Lucasfilm to be directing and co-writing a upcoming Star Wars film. But what did you guys think of this news? Are you guys excited about Taika Waititi taking on a Star Wars film? Did you like his episode of The Mandalorian? Did you feel it fit the Star Wars vibe and the feel? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. But thanks again for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and have a good one.